So welcome students to this new lecture, and we are still discussing pressure, volume, temperature, behavior of fluids. That is these properties, for example, how volume will change when you change temperature or pressure of a gas or a liquid. So in this series, now we come to the critical properties of a fluid, and these properties include critical temperature, critical pressure, and critical volume. And in very short time, we will understand what these properties are. So, to understand these properties, you need to understand what is the difference between two phases of a fluid, liquid or gas. Fluid is this fluid, and one phase can be liquid, another phase can be gas, or third phase can be solid. So at this time we are not discussing solid phase. So now come to the point that what is the difference, what are the properties that make these two phases. So many of you must have this idea that in what happens in liquid, okay, first take gas. What happens in a gas, that molecules are for example, I am making molecules like this. So molecules are very much far apart from each other. This distance, intermolecular distances, are large in gas. So suppose this molecule is going to this side, so it will keep on moving to this side, because here in its vicinity there are no molecules to capture it or to attract it, so that it can come back. And what happens in liquid, that in liquid the molecules are very much close to each other. That is the difference. This distance, molecular distance between them, is much more smaller in comparison to gas. So what happens, that each molecule is under the influence of other molecule, under the attractive forces. Suppose attractive forces of this is working up to this distance, then this molecule is in this region, so they will affect each other, or they will attract each other. Then what happens because of this? For example, some molecules is this, and it is its energy is in this direction, it's moving. So it will not keep on moving like this, because when it will come here, this molecule will attract it, so it will change its path and it will go in this direction. So you will see that liquid will confine to certain boundary, and within this boundary they will be moving. Okay. So because of this, molecules of liquid will go like this, but they will never leave the boundary. That's why when you will have that's why you can have a liquid inside a container like this. So all the molecules will remain inside the boundary here, this. When they come out, try to come out, there other molecules will pull them in. But this is not the case with gas. As you know that you cannot store a gas in a open container like this. You need to have a cylinder like this, so that molecules cannot escape. So a summary is this, that in case of gas, this distance is large, and in case of liquids, this distance is small. So molecules are within the attractive forces of other molecules, but here molecules can move freely. Now we come to the other point. To make the topic clear to you, I will make molecules of liquid and gas graphically like this. So I will make liquid molecules like this. Yes, they are not static like this, but for clearing the concept, I am making molecules like this. Suppose these are liquid molecules, and actually these are moving, not these are arranged in this way, but so I am showing them like this, but I will remove other molecules, like we will keep only 4 molecules to understand the concept, and in the case of gas we will keep our molecules like this, so that you can understand the difference. Suppose the molecules of gases are this much far apart. Now now comes the point. So this way I have made the graphical representation of gas and gas molecules and liquid molecules, and you can understand this way that this is these phases are there inside this arrangement like this. So at the bottom there is liquid, and here this is gas. So both the phases are there, liquid and gas phase in a cylinder, and gas is represented by this and liquid is represented by this. Now what we will do, that we will change the temperature and pressure of this arrangement. We will increase the temperature, and also we will increase the pressure. So what will happen because of this? When we will increase the pressure and temperature, what will happen, that liquid molecules will go further away from them, and these gas molecules will come closer to each other. Means this is the property of liquid on gases, they behave this way. You need to understand this point, and I will make it clear later. Whenever you will increase the temperature, the liquid will expand, and it will not have that much effect of pressure, because if you are increasing the pressure, it means that they should come closer to each other, but actually the effect of temperature is more. So now what will happen, that what new position they will get. Suppose I am showing them with blue color. So suppose new positions are like this, they will come apart like this. They have the intermolecular distance has increased this way, and gas molecules have come closer like this because of the increase of the pressure. Here you are increasing the pressure by keeping it this way, and reducing the temperature by increasing the temperature by giving it gas. So this is the new arrangement. You can see this. This is the new arrangement now. Okay. So you can show it this way. Now what you will do, you will make more increase in temperature and more increase in pressure. So what will happen, that this will expand more. So suppose these molecules are shown this way, so these can come, suppose they have come up to here, distance is increasing, up to here they have come, and these molecules will go in, means they will come closer to each other because of the increase of pressure. So suppose they have come here. So now you can understand my point, that at certain point it will happen that this distance of these molecules will become equal to this distance of the gas molecules. At a certain point it will come that they will be equal to each other, and after then it will change. So now suppose at this point, at a certain temperature and pressure, suppose at temperature T3 and P3, this kind of thing happens. So now at this point, can you differentiate between this liquid and gas? because what was needed to differentiate between liquid and gas, it was the difference in the in this distance, but now they are all equal. Molecules are not different to each other, whether it is gas or liquid, because if there is liquid water molecule H2O, it is H2O, whether it is gas or liquid. What makes it different? This distance. But in this case, you cannot differentiate because of the distance now. So when this kind of event happens, this is called the critical point of a substance, and the temp and the press and the properties are there are called the critical properties. Means, for example, at whatever temperature it will happen, it is called critical temperature, critical pressure, and what is the volume of this and what is the volume of this, they will be equal. Everything is equal, attractive forces are equal, so you cannot differentiate between gas or liquid, they become same. How you will define them, and what will happen here? In this way, you will not see anything like this. Sorry for that. You will not find anything. Liquid and gas molecules, you cannot differentiate now. And after then, if you will increase temperature, everything will become gas. So now I would like to show this process on that PV diagram, because that is very important to understand this thing on the PV diagram. So I draw here the PV diagram. So for PV diagram, as already I told you, that you always draw this curve first, liquid and showing liquid and gas phase. And one thing to remember is this, that you can see here this point, this curve will come like this here, this way, and this will be more vertical like this. This shows liquid and this shows gas. So this is the main characteristic of this curve. Now what we will do next you will draw this curve, this, and it will be flat at this point. This slope will be like this, horizontal, this way, this will come this way, and then you will draw other isotherm. Actually these are all isotherms. I told you so many times, these are all isotherms, and isotherm for this region you will show like this. It will be a horizontal line like this, and then this isotherm will come this here, this way, and here also you can draw this isotherm this way, here and this way. So you should learn how to draw this curve. And temperature can be like this is 10 degrees centigrade, this is 20 degrees centigrade, 30 degrees centigrade, 40 degrees centigrade, 50 degrees centigrade. So this way temperature increases and also pressure also increases. So now I will show you where is the critical point in this diagram. Actually this point is represented by the point C, and it is shown here. This is the critical point. And this isotherm that you see, this isotherm is called critical point isotherm, and the temperature here, suppose for example it is 30 degrees centigrade, it is represented by Tc, means at these points the temperature is 30 degrees centigrade always, and it is the critical temperature of that particular fluid. And the pressure at this point, C point, the pressure here, it is the critical pressure, and the volume will be the critical volume. So you can see that you cannot differentiate here between gas and liquid, all the volumes are the same. But if you are taking here, if you reduce the temperature to 20 degrees centigrade and reduce the pressure also, so you are getting now these points. So here you can say that this is liquid and vapor, but you will come up, you will get this point liquid. So you can appreciate now this point, that here you can see that here when we will come here, the volume is this, and now the volume of liquid is this, because the curve will come like this way, So it means that you have increased temperature from 20 degrees centigrade to some other temperature, suppose 25 degrees centigrade. So liquid will expand, and also you have increased the pressure also, because you are coming from this point, this level to this. And what about gas? If you have increased the temperature and pressure both, the gas has come to the means the gas has contracted. Molecules have come closer to each other, because that's why the volume has reduced. Further you will come more these points, so this way you will get these points here, and now when you reach ultimately this point, there is no difference between gas and liquid, and the volumes of liquid and gas will become the same. Intermolecular difference between these two phases will become the same, and there is no point in calling it gas or liquid. It is a single fluid at critical point. So this is the explanation of critical point. Now we come to the use of this point in our chemical and engineering application. It has got huge use, because every element has got, every substances have different critical temperature, critical pressure, critical volume. So this way, if you can get these values, then you can differentiate between substances. And if you will see in your book, you will find a table in the appendix, and it will tell you the critical properties of various substances. I am showing you this. So if you will see page number 680, you will find here a table that is shown to you. So here you can see that first is this methane gas, and you can see that its critical temperature is 190.6 Kelvin. Don't go to this data, omega and all these things, just concentrate upon this critical data: critical temperature, critical pressure, and critical volume. So, and at what point it happens? It happens at 45.99 bar. At this time in room, the pressure of air is 1 bar. So you can understand that how much bigger is this 45 bar pressure. And then we come to butane or propane, that is LPG gas. You can see its critical temperature is 369 and critical pressure is 42 bar. Now we come to some other gases, like for example carbon dioxide gas. Where is it? Yes, here comes these gases. Oxygen gas, its critical temperature is 154 Kelvin and its pressure is 50 bar. Nitrogen and air, nitrogen is almost the same, because air and air is also this, because in air oxygen and nitrogen is there. Chlorine, for chlorine this is the property, and for carbon dioxide this is the property. So this way you can get critical temperature and pressure from this table that you will use in your numerical. So here you can see that I have noted those data, some imported gases into this table, and I have converted that temperature to degree centigrade, so it is easier to visualize. And now we will take one gas from this. For example, we take chlorine gas. We will draw means we will show these data on our critical, on our PV diagram. So I have already made this outline, and now I will draw these data here. I have drawn the critical isotherm, and this point is shown C, and now I am taking this data from there. The critical temperature of chlorine gas is 144.0. So this is degree centigrade, and the pressure is 77 bar. This pressure is 77 bar. It is in bar. So now you can understand what I want to say, that suppose you are at room temperature and the temperature of room is, suppose you can say 25 degrees centigrade, and at this temperature you have your gas as 1 bar. So you can represent your chlorine gas this way. So this is I have shown the conditions at room state. And now where you will show this state on your PVT diagram, you can show it here, somewhere here. It will be somewhere here because the temperature is lower than this. And what isotherm it will make now, the isotherm of 25 degrees centigrade will be like this. It will come, the temperature is T is equal to, and the gas is at here, its pressure will be 1 bar here. This is 1 bar. And now if we will go ahead with this isotherm, we will get this flat line and then it will go like this. So what it is saying that if you are here and now increase the pressure, suppose you put more weight here, so your pressure will increase, and suppose you don't change the temperature, so what will happen that your state will go like this, and at this point here will be some pressure. At some pressure it will liquefy, liquid will form in here and it will come at the bottom here, accumulate at the bottom, and then if you further increase the pressure, all the gas will liquefy and you will get system like this. You will get all the gas and your piston will be here, and high pressure you will have created to reach to this point, and it will be at 25 degrees centigrade. So this way you can understand that how the state will move on an isotherm. And what you can see that you are not changing the temperature here, you are just increasing the pressure and you are getting liquefied gas. Now suppose you take some other gas, for example you take oxygen gas. This is the outline for oxygen gas PV diagram, and here I will note the data. For oxygen gas the critical temperature is minus 118.5 degrees centigrade. So I write here minus 118.5 degrees centigrade and the pressure is 50.4 bar. 50.4 bar, 50 times higher than 1 bar. Now you start your gas with room conditions. 1 bar is your room condition. Your gas is here at 25 degrees centigrade. So where you will show this state on this diagram? You cannot show the state here because here only temperature less than this will come. So it means that your temperature 25 degrees centigrade is somewhere here or here, for example. So it will come on this isotherm, because above this isotherm, the isotherms are like this. They are not flat this way, they are not like this here, and all this is all gas. So you can show your suppose I am showing your state here. This is your state, 1 bar, and even this is also actually this is a rough diagram. So accurately if you want to show it, you will need to show it this way. Now I have drawn it better way, because if you are showing here your state room temperature here, then you can say that so okay, now I have made the final correction here. Now you can find that you can show your state here, and the temperature here is 25 degrees centigrade. This is 25 degrees centigrade isotherm. Everywhere the temperature will be this, and here the pressure is 1 bar. Okay, room temperature, room pressure. Now what will happen if you increase, if you want to liquefy this gas, you increase the pressure by putting more weight on it. Where will your curve go? It will go like this. And suppose you are maintaining the same temperature, so it will go like this. you can see that this in this region it will go, it will never become liquid, because it is, if it was here at this area here, then we can expect it to become liquid at here, but actually this kind of flat segment is not here, and this is all gas state actually. So when the critical point of a gas, of a substance, is less than its state, then you cannot liquefy the gas by just increasing the pressure. But if your critical temperature is above this state, the current state, then you can just increase the pressure and liquefy the gas. And for the oxygen gas, what you will need to do, suppose your oxygen gas is here, you cannot increase the pressure to get the liquid gas. First you need to decrease your temperature so that you can reach to this isotherm, and after then you can increase the pressure, then you will get the liquefied gas. So this way you can define the critical temperature and pressure. And just now I close this lecture here. Thank you very much.